Cuttino Mobley. Well, the Phoenix Suns have had 3 days off. They've gotten much needed rest.
Yeah, especially Steve Nash. He admitted he's been dragging a little bit, has been very tired. Here's Boris Diaw on his drive, misses the easy basket, but yeah, I think the rest probably of all the teams who needed it, it was the Phoenix Suns. They played like 12 games in 23 days. Remember now, the Clippers had a week's rest before they started this series because they finished off Denver in 5 games.
And the Suns took care of the Los Angeles Lakers in 7. With the shot clock down to 3, this is Cuttino Mobley with Diaw drawing the foul for the Phoenix Suns. That was the first on him.
Well, you and I had a chance to speak to Mike Dunleavy before the game started, and I asked him, I said, is this going to be one of those games where you expect the first 5 minutes to be frenetic, a lot of energy and everything in here, you just want your team to hang in there? And he said, no, I want our team to go at them immediately. I want to get us off to a great start. I don't want to sit back and be the recipient of all their energy and emotion. And you can see Mobley here has got an early drive off Marion, gets the foul on Boris Diaw, steps to the line. So good start here for the Clippers.
Mobley began this series, Doug, a little bit shaky with only a 1 of 6 start from the field. Since that time, he has been a very important part of the Clippers' success.
Well, he's a very, very good low post player, long arms, good rebounder at his position. Done a nice job. He can shoot the 3. So he and Cassell give them a very veteran backcourt.
Raja Bell over Elton Brand. Thomas knocked it away. Marion claims it. That's an offensive rebound for the Phoenix Suns.
Keep your eye on all those kind of plays tonight. The hustle plays, the extra shot opportunities. Here's Nash loading up for 3. Listen to the crowd. His legs have been dead. He's had no lift on his shot. He steps into that off an offensive rebound. And they need an MVP type performance from him here tonight.
Over the last 5 games, he was only 2 of 18 shooting 3. Here is Ross, who had the big first half a couple nights ago in Los Angeles in Game 6, and Nash the other way. Thomas to Bell, and picked up by Sam Cassell.
Well, Thomas has the mismatch inside. He should just go up easily and shoot the ball over Mobley.
And Kaman.
That's what you do. Take advantage of mismatches. That's what this game is all about. You have so many, Kevin, what we call cross matches, which means guys that are playing you, you're not playing on the other end, so you get a lot of situations in the open floor.
Kaman loses the ball. It's out of bounds. And the Los Angeles Clippers have had their first turnover tonight. Boris Diaw. Brand lets him fire.
Phoenix looks very sharp here. The rest has done them well. It's going to be very, very important for Sam Cassell to be poised and get his team in their attack, make sure they get good shots and keep their turnovers down.
It's Elton Brand, who's had a sensational series. Shawn Marion for 3.
He's not shot it well at all. He's 7 for 30 from the three-point line now in this series. Nash was 5 for 23. Those guys combined 12 of 52 going into tonight's game for the Phoenix Suns.
Suns on a 7-2 run. Marion again for 3.
Keep firing it. Shawn Marion actually shot it pretty well in Game 6. He was 4 of 7 from the three-point line. One of the few guys who had a big game. He had 34 points and 9 rebounds. He's actually had 30 points in 3 of the last 4 games.
And he had 6 steals in that game as well, doing it on the offensive and defensive end both. And this is Chris Kaman over Diaw down low.
Got Mobley once again on Tim Thomas. He's got to take advantage of that and just go up strong, back him down. That's an easy score for him. I don't know why Mobley's getting caught on Thomas so often here early in the game. I don't know if that's the strategy that maybe they want him playing him and not playing against Shawn Marion.
Sal hasn't scored as of yet. Elton Brand with the second shot. And a foul on Tim Thomas as Brand got the miss and was charging inside.
Well, Shawn Marion, Kev, when we talked about it, going into tonight's game, he was 7 of 29. He missed his first one, buries this. And again, 4 of 7 from the three-point line in Game 6. He was the one, but he and Barbosa really were the 2 shining lights for the Phoenix Suns in that game that was dominated by the Clippers most of the game. Looks like Tim Thomas, remember now, early in the playoffs against the Lakers, he tweaked a knee. He's wearing a sleeve on it, but it almost looks like he's got the right leg now that he's not wanting to put any weight on.
Russell inbound from the far side with about 4 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And Nash is on Ross. Bell is on Cassell. Ross had the 16-point first half the other night in Los Angeles. Rebound by the Suns. Nash, Diao, Brand is defending.
Well, look how the Suns have the court so spread. That middle's wide open, so you can get that kind of action right there. 4 guys behind the three-point line. Nash plays pick and roll. Somebody rolls to the basket. What they're hoping is that you help off of somebody off the weak side and they skip it for a three-point shot.
Nash has had a good start to the game when he has played well in the first quarter. The Suns have usually won. Elton Brand inside, maneuvering around Tim Thomas.
He's played so well, Kevin. He steps out on the floor now, puts it on the floor. He's shooting the open jump shot. Tim Thomas has got to be careful not to get another foul.
Steve Nash. Cassell loses the ball. Ahead it goes. Bell. Here's Mobley defending. Tino Mobley has just picked up his first personal foul for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Well, this is the matchup that Mike D'Antoni wanted tonight. Raja Bell, he calls him his bulldog. We saw him in the first round working so hard against Kobe Bryant. He was suspended for Game 6 after the clothesline in Game 5. His team came through. Tim Thomas knocked in the big 3 for the team to be able to get to Game 7. He's been absolutely, I think, their best player in this round. I know Shawn Marion's had 3 very good games to finish, but I think that on both ends of the floor and with his consistency, Raja Bell has been their best player. Steve Nash obviously has struggled, but this is a guy they want tonight on Cassell to take away those post-ups and try to keep him out of the lane.
Bell averaged 12 points in the Lakers series, 21 points in this series against the Los Angeles Clippers, as all 5 Phoenix starters have scored.
Well, Phoenix looks very confident and very relaxed. Obviously, it's a big game, but they've already played one of these Game 7s.
Brandon to Kamen, finding a congested lane, out of bounds. And off the Los Angeles Clippers with their 3rd turnover.
In a game like this, you know the energy and effort's going to be there. Execution, that's what's going to separate the teams. Who takes care of the ball, gets good shots, gets back on defense.
Sam Cassell is guarding Bell. Nash, who has already hit a 3 inside. That was in the cylinder. Counted on a goaltender.
That's a break for Steve Nash, because really that shot was not going to go in.
You're right.
Mike Dunleavy not going to be happy with this, but that ball was on the rim, no question. See that right there? That ball was knocked off.
Timeout Clippers. Clippers led by 4. Suns came charging back in a 7-0 run. Their biggest lead now is 8 points. Halfway through the first quarter, Phoenix is shooting 64%. They've got an 18-10 lead.
The 2006 NBA Playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. By the new 2007 Hyundai Sonata. It's time to rethink everything. By the new cheesy chicken mashed potato bowls from KFC. And by T-Mobile, official partner of the NBA playoffs.
We're back in the desert and 6:17 to play in the first quarter with the Phoenix Suns on top of the Los Angeles Clippers, 18-10.
Kevin, a very good start here for the Phoenix Suns. You talked about all 5 guys have scored, 4 assists, no turnovers for the Phoenix Suns. And one of the areas that you worry about with the Clippers, they get careless with the ball and points off turnovers. And already in this game, the Clippers have turned the ball over 3 times, and the Suns have gotten 6 points. So that's that execution, Kevin, I talked about. Offensive efficiency, rebounding, get yourself back on defense.
Leandro Barbosa has checked in for the Phoenix Suns as we approach 6 to play in the first quarter, and the shot clock is down to 5, and Kamen losing the ball. Mobley picked it up and he lost the ball. Thomas vacuums it in. 4 Clipper turnovers early in the game. Boy, does Nash look fresh.
Yeah, he looks what I call crafty tonight.
Yes.
He's getting where he wants to get. He's getting in the lane, creating all kinds of problems. He got a little bounce in his step tonight. The 3 days did him wonders.
Sam Cassell came in with the offensive rebound for the Los Angeles Clippers. Barbosa is replacing Diaw. Bell against Cassell. Barbosa from Raja Bell.
Well, Mobley got caught peeking in the post on Raja Bell, and Barbosa did a great job. He just cut right to the basket. He cut right behind his vision, and he never saw him until he laid the ball in the basket. So this is why they have Bell guarding Cassell, hoping to take away his post up inside. But Cassell is so strong inside, and if he has a guy on him as tall or smaller, he usually does a great job. You have to play him really with a bigger man, and then he has the quickness advantage.
Tim Thomas for 3.
Well, he was missing in action in Game 6. Only 1 of 6 from the floor. 3 points. Was in foul trouble the entire night. Steps back and knocks down that 3. That's 3 threes already for the Phoenix Suns.
This is Elton Brand. Brand has already started 3 of 4 from the field and 6 points in the first 8 minutes of the game. Raja Bell. And a hard foul by Chris Kaman. It's the first against Kaman.
You know, Kevin, it's interesting. You know, when you think of the Suns, you think of three-point shooting. Obviously, they did the best job in the history of the NBA this year. They made over 10 a game, shot 26. They shot it at 40% records, you know, for both makes and attempts. But it's interesting, in this series, the three-point shooting has not been what's been the difference. In the wins and losses, basically the Suns' three-point shooting is the same. It's their ability to get to the paint and score or get to the free throw line. Those 2 areas have really been the deciding factor, not the three-point shooting.
Corey Maggette will now check in for the Los Angeles Clippers. Chris Kaman will take a seat on the bench. He leaves with 4 points and 2 rebounds in 8 minutes.
Well, they've gone small, and Corey Maggette's coming off a brilliant Game 6. Took 8 shots, was 9 of 9 from the foul line, had 25 points on only 8 field goal attempts. He was 7 of 8. He's in the game now. He's also an excellent rebounder, so when they go small, he's so important to their rebounding.
Maggette knocked away by Steve Nash. Now it's Marion, 3-on-2, Thomas over Mobley. Foul on Coutinho Mobley.
Turnovers are really hurting the Clippers right now. Unforced errors. You got to give Phoenix a lot of credit. They're in passing lanes. You know, in Game 6, the Clippers shot 61%. The Suns were flat. They scored and did some of those things, but they created no opportunities with their defense. Tonight, they're crisp, they're sharp, they're outrunning off turnovers, and right now that is why they're leading by 8 points.
Shaun Livingston has come in for Coutinho Mobley. Here is Tim Thomas at the free throw line. Phoenix is 4 of 5 from the stripe. The Los Angeles Clippers starting 2 of 2 from the line. Suns have their biggest lead of 10. Barbosa is on Livingston. Nash is battling down low with Ross. This is Corey Maggette.
That's him at his best. Penetrating, getting in the lane, either scoring or getting to the free throw line.
This is Game 7 of the Western Conference Semifinals. The Los Angeles Clippers and the Phoenix Suns are tied at 3 games apiece. The winner tonight moves on to the Western Conference Finals to take on the Dallas Mavericks. Kevin Harlan, Doug Collins, Craig Sager, shot by Elton Brand, who's had a terrific start here. 8 points in 9 minutes with a couple of rebounds. Phoenix has started 3 of 5 above the arc. And the Los Angeles Clippers have turned it over 5 times to no turnovers for the Phoenix Suns. In this game, the Clippers had an early 4-0 lead. Suns have gone on an 18-6 run. Clippers with the 5 turnovers. 6 different Suns have scored. Ross picks up his first personal foul. We bring in Doug and Craig after this on TNT. We've had a lead change. The Clippers have led by 4. The Phoenix Suns have led by as many as 10. Keys tonight, matchups you're going to watch, Doug, in this game 7.
Well, when you start with Phoenix, you start with Steve Nash, and all eyes and ears and everything has been on him over the last few days because everybody's talking about how tired he's been and how much he's struggled. Tonight he's off to a very good start. They need an MVP-type game out of him tonight. And Kevin, interestingly, the three-point shooting for the Suns has been basically the same in the wins and the losses. They're averaging 30 to 32 points in wins and losses in that area. It's points in the paint and free throws. I think combined in those 3 areas, the Suns need 90-plus points to win this game tonight. For the Clippers, it's been points in the paint. When they win that battle by in their wins, almost over 17 points a game. You see what the losses are. When they win the rebound battle, they've won all the games. So that's going to be key. And turnovers. Tonight, the Clippers have already turned the basketball over. Their efficiency, they've got to take care of the basketball. And there's been some early threes. All eyes were on Steve Nash when he knocked this shot down. Everybody knows of his struggles. He and Shawn Marion going into tonight's game were 12 of 52 from the three-point line in this series. Tim Thomas coming off a 1-for-4 night from behind the three-point line. They're moving the ball. They're getting in the paint. They're off to a good start. The Clippers just have to take better care of the basketball. And you can see here right now, Suns +9 from the three-point line. The assists, the points off turnovers because of the carelessness and the aggressiveness of Phoenix. Those are the areas we'll watch all night long.
Our officials tonight, Dan Crawford, Eddie F. Rush, and Ron Garrettson. Diao is in with Marion, Raja Bell, Barbosa, James Jones in for the first time. Leandro Barbosa with the rebound pulled down by Corey Maggette. Coming off a great game 6, one of the best of his 7-year career. Livingston is out there with Brand, Quentin Ross, and Radmanovic with the ball right now, coming in the game for the very first time. The Clippers have had 5 consecutive shots and shooting 64% from the field overall in this first quarter. It's Corey Maggette. That was tipped. Brand comes up, shot clock at 2 and a travel.
Excellent closeout defense by Shawn Marion, getting a hand on that jump shot by Corey Maggette. And you know what's interesting, Kevin? Both of these teams come out to play this game tonight. The other game goes into overtime. One of these teams is going to be flying, either staying home or flying back to LA. The other one is going to Dallas. Congratulations to the Mavericks. What a hard-fought win. Game 7 on the road in overtime against the defending champion San Antonio Spurs.
Nash is resting. Barbosa to Bell. And James Jones, whose shot has evaded him over the last handful of games. The Doug knocks one down right there on his first attempt tonight.
Well, Mike D'Antoni told us before the game, I just want him to catch and make the open shots. Don't try to do too much with the basketball.
Youngster Shaun Livingston fouled as he goes into the teeth of that Phoenix defense inside with 1:45 to play in the first quarter.
When you lose confidence in your shot, as James Jones has done, you start doing things out of character. And the other night, Mike D'Antoni told us first 2 times he touched it, he ran over a guy for an offensive foul, then he threw up a bad shot, and then you just continue to get yourself in that downward spiral. Remember here in Game 5, he had 5 offensive rebounds, 8 rebounds total, didn't make a field goal, was a big part of their winning. They need James Jones here tonight to play well, make the open shots, because that bench has gotten very thin. They're really only playing 6 guys.
Clippers are coming off a win. Game 6 in Los Angeles a couple days ago by 12, shooting 61% in that victory.
Well, these 2 guys who were such a big part of their regular season, you see they averaged over 19 a game. In this series, a little over 2. Eddie House has not scored at all. Their three-point shooting has been abysmal. Their field goal percentage has been way, way down. But you can redeem yourself real quickly with a nice Game 7 to vault yourself into the conference finals. People forget those woes real quickly with a nice shooting night.
Bell got a Marion screen. Barbosa trying to rebound as he crashes down. They call time. They call jump ball. Dan Crawford called the jump ball. These two teams met 4 times in the regular season, each team winning twice. They've already played 6 games in this best of 7, each team winning 3 times. And Doug, no team in these games has won 2 consecutive games.
I would say they were pretty evenly balanced then, wouldn't you? I don't know how it could get any better. I mean, we think of that San Antonio-Dallas series. Everybody talked all season long. And it goes down to an overtime game. Here's Shaun Livingston on the break. It's going to be a foul on Bell. Roger Bell's not going to give you anything easy, I can tell you that. Shaun Livingston has been a kid who's been hurt his first 2 years.
And he's down right now.
Got hurt in training camp, missed the first 21 games of the season, and the Clippers thought, here we go again. And this young guy is so talented. Now he's got to step up, and now what you do is you step up and you make a couple free throws. Barbosa gets that tip, and he tips it back, and actually Shaun Livingston reads it and picks it off. Our cameraman there, Super Matt Cunningham, takes a spill. You know he's not going to miss any action. He'll be up and rolling again soon. Those guys are unbelievable how hard they work. These guys that do our cameras put themselves in harm's way down there to get these kind of shots there for our fans.
Livingston at the line, nails the first, and this has been a very, as we mentioned just seconds ago, a very tight series in the regular season and in the playoffs. Doug, there are a couple of X factors you were going to watch tonight. We know about Nash, we know about Cassell, both on the bench right now, but Maggette for the Clippers and Barbosa for Phoenix.
Yeah, Barbosa was brilliant in Game 7 against the Lakers. Here he is loading up that 3, but they need him to come in. He's a scorer for him off the bench, and Maggette's a wild card. 25 points and only 8 field goal attempts in Game 6. Gets to the line, makes things happen. Here's Elton Brand, who's been brilliant, and all of a sudden the Clippers have worked themselves right back into the ball game, down only 2.
The speed of Barbosa, the interception by Corey Maggette with under a minute to play in our first quarter. Bell watching Maggette.
That's power. That is a strong move because Roger Bell's a very powerful defender. Corey Maggette just crossed him over, and the Clippers have worked themselves back into a great situation here now as they've tied this game with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter.
8-0 run by the Los Angeles Clippers. There are no fouls to give either way, and here is a foul blown down low with under 37 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, a mistake by Corey Maggette right in front of the official as James Jones was making his cut. He just bumped him off his cut, and you know, when I played, they allow you to do that. You could cut through the lane, they could bump you. Now they want that lane to be free, and you can't what they call chuck cutters, where a guy runs through and you chuck him as he's on his way through the line. You got to let him get a free path, and that was a foul you do not want to commit if you're Corey Maggette.
Maggette picks up his first personal foul. Doug, when you were looking at your keys a little bit earlier, you talked how free throw shooting tonight for the Phoenix Suns was so vital. It's so interesting you use that as one of their keys when during the regular season it was probably one of the least relied upon aspects of their offense.
Well, they're doing a great job of spreading the floor, getting in the paint, and what happens is you're so worried about their three-point shooting, you don't help, and now you get to the rim and you start getting fouls or points in the paint. So sometimes being so concerned about the 3 opens up those other areas. Here's Maggette once again with that strong drive.
Diaw was defending. Jones comes up with it. No shot clock to contend with. The final 15 seconds of the first quarter.
The 7th 30-point quarter in the series for the Phoenix Suns. Ironically, the Clippers have 10.
Barbosa.
This kid is special.
And picked off. And then Maggette saves it, which takes us to the conclusion of the first quarter. And the first quarter, in your view, is the most important quarter of the game.
Well, I think it establishes the way you want to play. You don't necessarily have to win the first quarter, but you have to play your style of basketball, and the Suns have done that.
Clippers close it out in a 12-6 run. The Suns' Tim Thomas has 9. Clipper Elton Brand has 10, as both teams are shooting over 55% from the field. Right now, let's check in with our Craig Sager for tonight's Gatorade Around the Cooler report. Craig?
Well, Steve Nash has a genetic back ailment called spondylolisthesis, in which one vertebrae slips over another. He's had it off and on for about 8 years, but it's particularly bothered him throughout this series. Think of a gooseneck lamp, in which the vertical segments are the rings. When one is not in line, it causes a narrowing of the spine and pinched nerves that can cause lower back pain, tightening of the hamstring muscles, and also instability. The last 3 days he has worked on manipulation, a lot of muscle memory, and alignment. He says he has spring in his legs, hop in his jump, and when he takes that jump shot, he should be going vertically forward instead of floating out. Kevin?
And Greg, he says his body can't survive some of the physical stuff he's going through. His back, his hamstring, his ankle. Great report, thank you. We start the second quarter. Clippers trailing 34-28. Livingston out there with Brand and Corey Maggette. Radmanovich and Cassell Mobley is back in. Elton Brand working on Diao. Shot clock is down to 10. Elton Brand made the second team All-NBA squad.
Great effort there by James Jones. He couldn't get the rebound, but he punched it out to his teammate. Here's Roger Bell looking for his second basket in a row. He was 0 for 2, Kevin, in the first quarter. He's now come out and had the first 5 points of the second quarter.
And the Phoenix Suns have now nailed 4 of their 6 3-point shots tonight. Out there with Marion, Jones, Barbosa. That is a shot by Livingston, which won't drop. Diao and Bell. Again, Nash continuing on the Phoenix sideline.
With him resting, if they can push their lead, that is roses for the Phoenix Suns. Normally they got to get Nash back in when they're struggling. Right now, things look very smoothly.
Suns on a 7-0 now, 9-0 run.
You got to get on Diao's right hand. He wants to go to the right. He wants to use that glass. Mike D'Antoni's got to be really excited right now. Steve Nash is resting. The rest of the team playing excellent basketball, and Mike Dunleavy's got to call a timeout. Although they came back from a huge lead in Game 5 here, they do not want to dig themselves a hole here tonight.
In the first round, the Los Angeles Clippers took care of the Denver Nuggets in 5 games. The Phoenix Suns, however, went to 7 games against the Los Angeles Lakers, winning Game 7 here in Phoenix. Well,
they had great energy and effort, but they also tremendous execution. Look at the points. The field goal percentage was an NBA record for a Game 7. Look what they shot from 3, the free throws. Barbosa was playing in a different gear than everybody else. Shawn Marion was brilliant. And interesting, when you look at the numbers tonight, Kevin, already 39 points, shooting 61%, 67% from 3, 9 assists and only 2 turnovers. Their execution here early has been terrific.
Here's Elton Brand. Sam Cassell is back in the game, taking the place of Radmanovich. Nash is still out for Phoenix. Maggette, rebound claimed inside and out with a score. And with the 10-17 to play, the basket is scored by Brand, who now has 12 with the quick tip in right there.
Well, he's keeping him in the game right now until he can get some help. Cassell has been very quiet. Mobley got off to a decent start. He's been quiet.
It's Barbosa.
He's just one of these guys, when he is confident, he's going to give you 20 to 25 points. He's so fast for the basketball. Great matchup between he and Shaun Livingston, the young guard for the Clippers.
Elton Brand with Diao defending.
Elton hadn't hit the rim yet tonight. He has not hit the rim. Everything has been right in the bottom.
14 points in 14 minutes for Elton Brand. It's James Jones inside. Spoon-fed and couldn't hit. Suns, up until that miss, headed 5 straight. With Nash out, the Suns +5. Inside Barbosa.
Well, Mike Dunleavy's got to be so upset. This is 7th game of a series, and to get beat that way, in-line out-of-bounds play. I know Mike is so meticulous in his preparation. I know they walked through that play, just lack of communication.
It's Elton Brand again. Dougie's 8 of 10 with 16 and 15 minutes.
Well, remember now, in Game 1 here, he had 40 points, shot 18 of 22 from the floor in that losing effort, 130 to 123.
Diao, knocked away by Sam Cassell.
Still plenty of time, but Barbosa's the guy that's going to create.
Stripped by Livingston inside. Barbosa got it back with the shot clock at 1, and good defense by a much improved Clipper defense this season. Inside right there on Phoenix. Cassell. One foul.
He's so clever. When he gets his shoulders past you, Kevin, he leans in. He looks at you over his shoulder. Really, he's not looking at the target, and in the last second gets his eyes on the rim, but he's looking for the defender to draw the foul and then try to get the three-point play.
Bell's just picked up his second personal foul. He will leave. Marion leaves as well. Tim Thomas re-enters the game for the Phoenix Suns, and here comes Steve Nash back on the floor. Sam Cassell at the line. 2 points, first free throw tonight. Tomorrow on ESPN, it's the draft lottery, followed by game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals between Miami and Detroit. Next Monday on ABC, game 4 of the East Finals. Western Conference Finals begin on TNT on Wednesday.
Well, Sam Cassell 5-1 in game 7. We talked about 2 of the wins with the Houston Rockets, 1 here against the Phoenix Suns.
Suns have it. The screen, the switch defensively. Nash for 3.
Could not make that shot after the first game. He had no legs at all, was running away from it. And right now you can see the hop in his step that Craig Sager told us about in that great report of his.
2 threes right now from Steve Nash. Coming in, he had gone 2 of 18 over the last 5 games of this series. Cassell fouled by Barbosa. We know when Steve Nash gets his game going early, shooting himself, setting up others, it bodes well for the Phoenix Suns.
Well, you heard Craig Sager said, watch to see if he's going up straight or he's floating. Went straight up on that shot. Then when he came down, after his feet hit, that's when he finally drifted left. But game 1, he was brilliant. Since that point in time, he's really struggled with the fatigue, with the leg problems. Well documented, 2 of 18 from the three-point line in the last 5 games of this series, and tonight, right on target.
Shot clock is down to 5 for Sam Cassell, picked up by Barbosa.
His eyes light up when you put a smaller player on him. Loves to be guarded on the post by guards.
6 of 7 shooting to start this second quarter for the Phoenix Suns. This is a 3. Missed by Jones, rebound by Maggette.
Excellent look by Barbosa. His little cross-court skip pass. James Jones is wide open. Here goes Maggette again. This guy, well, you get him a step to that basket, you're not going to stop him. You're going to have to foul him. And, you know, Kevin, when he's right, he'll get to the free throw line about 10 times a night. In game 6, he was there 9, made all 9 of them. He's an excellent free throw shooter.
Doug Barbosa has just picked up his 3rd personal foul.
Well, that's a big story because they're going to need him in the second half. They want he and Nash to play together. See Corey Maggette the other night in the 4th quarter, how good he was. Suns actually made a little run in the 4th quarter, cut a 16-point lead down to 9 with 3 straight threes, and then all of a sudden the Clippers took right off again, and it was Maggette and Elton Brand in the 4th quarter who did all the damage.
Maggette with the 25. He comes off the bench again tonight. 5 points in 8 minutes. Jones leads. And Barbosa is gone. Here comes Bell.
Remember now, Mike Dunleavy put him into the starting lineup because he wanted, after game 3, for Steve Nash to have to guard either Maggette or Cassell or Mobley. Did not work out that well for them, so you put Ross back in the lineup and bring Maggette's scoring punch in off the bench.
Marion back in for the Phoenix Suns. Tim Thomas working on Mobley. In the hands of Shawn Marion, who has seen a great increase in his scoring over the last couple games, as Doug, both teams tonight are shooting over 60% from the field. Nash, that's his first turnover in his last 47 minutes playing, dating back to the first quarter of game 6. Brand, Thomas defending.
He's missed 3 shots, and on 2 of them, he's chased down his own rebound and drawn fouls off Tim Thomas. So that's where Tim Thomas, when he shoots the ball, has got to get his body on him. And if he doesn't get the rebound, he can't let Elton Brand rebound. He's got to have one of his teammates pick up that loose basketball.
Elton Brand has had a great series. Last 3 games, 30, 33, and 30 points. He finished 7th in MVP voting. He is truly the MVP of these surprising Los Angeles Clippers. Timeout.
The 2006 NBA Playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Autotrader.com, the smarter place to buy and sell a car. And by Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light. Taste the cold.
Yeah, I thought last year we learned a lot. It was a disappointing playoff run for all of us last year. And we came to training camp with one goal, and that's winning the championship. And we worked hard all season. And so, you know, we stuck together, and, you know, we're not done yet.
And the drama of these NBA playoffs continue. Look at 9 overtime games. That is an NBA record. These first 2 rounds have been fantastic in every way.
Well, congratulations to Dirk Nowitzki. He made the big basket there when it looked like San Antonio was going to steal that game down 3. They had back-to-back threes, Finley and Ginobili, and Nowitzki comes back. Big three-point play to get that game into overtime. Paul Mokeski, one of the scouts for Dallas, you know he's got to be very, very happy as now he's scouting one of these teams, and it's going to matter. Otherwise, he could have closed up that book and just watched the game here tonight. Now it matters because we're continuing on. And the Spurs, once again, have not been able to repeat as champions, Kevin. They've won 3 championships, but they've never been able to get that repeat championship, which tells you how hard it is to go back-to-back in this league.
Nash has just picked up his first personal foul. Maggette, who was 9 of 9 at the free throw line in Game 6 of the series, is here right now. And on the penalty at 7:06 to play in this second quarter. Phoenix Suns are plus 15 points above the three-point arc tonight. And the Clippers, who have turned it over 6 times, have watched the Suns cash in for 10 points.
Now, they've been a little bit better because most of those happened in the first quarter, so they're doing a better job taking care of the basketball. But, Kevin, in a game like this, it comes down to those precious possessions, and you can't give team easy scores. And we know the Suns love to attack behind that three-point line on turnovers.
Getty's got 8 coming off the bench. Game high 16 by Elton Brand. Clippers on a 6-0 run. Foul inside. Brand picks up number 1.
Now, when you play the Suns, and we've talked about this whole series, if they get up on you 15, it's not very much. They'll let you back in the game because they're going to quick shoot the basketball, and they're going to go through some dry spells. And the Clippers know that if they get a 10 or 12-point lead, the Suns are never out of it because they shoot the 3 so well.
Dion, Marion, thinking about 3 where he has struggled in this series, and especially tonight. Shot clock at 6 for Nash. Maggette on it. To Dion, somehow to Dion. And a shot clock violation. And a foul, they call foul inside. At the very last second, Ross will pick up number 2. He is their defensive specialist out of SMU.
Well, it looks like Nash is stuck. Looks like he's one of those guys get hung up in the air and looks like he's going to come down and get a violation. The last second, he finds Boris Diaw, who's going to go to the line. And those are the kinds of plays that just dispirit you because you've done everything right, and at the last second they get the ball and they get 2 free throws here as the clock is winding down.
Dispirit you perhaps right there. Overall, I think the Clippers feel very confident and feel like they should have won some of the games in the series they've lost.
No question. You know, you see Game 1, they had a great chance to win that game. Game 3, all the numbers said they should have won. And then Game 5, you're up 3 with 3.6 seconds to go, and Bell knocks in the 3.
This is Sam Cassell. Cassell now has gone 2 of 5, 5 points in 13 minutes, and Nash the other way with his 8 points and 3 assists. Marion's got 3. And misses a 3 right there. Picked up by Corey Maggette.
I just think he settles for that shot too much, Kevin. He's too good a player to keep shooting that shot. And Corey Maggette's going to put the pressure on. What Maggette did on that play, I'd like to see Shawn Marion do a little bit more. Get to that free throw line, create some contact. He's such a great leaper, and he's not shooting the 3 well. You know, if you're not shooting it well, drive that ball in there, get to the line, and make a play for your teammate. You don't want to just stand out there and keep shooting the 3s.
Marion picks up his first. Maggette is at the free throw line for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Kevin, this is just to follow up on the Clippers' opportunities. Game 1, they were down 2 with 7:15 to go. Ran rest for a little under 2 minutes. They go on a 9-2 run. The Suns win. Up 3 with 3:18 to go. That's when the Suns won their first game of the year, shooting under 45%, scoring under 100 points in the playoffs, and winning by 3 points or less. And then in Game 5 the other night, when it was the 3-point lead with 3.6 seconds to go, Roger Bell knocked it in. They won in double overtime.
This is a Bell 3. Rebound by Maggette, who claims his 5th rebound with 10 points. No one in double figures so far for the Suns. The Brand 16, the game high. Clippers on the road in these playoffs against Denver and now Phoenix, 2 and 3. Brand, Marion defending.
He's got great extension, and he gets that ball behind his head. And Elton Brand has been fantastic tonight.
He's put an 8 in this quarter alone. Shawn Marion, that's a goaltend on Corey Maggette of the Los Angeles Clippers.
That's that play they've worked on where they punch in against that screen roll. If the Clippers are going to jump out and trap it, that means the middle's open. And when you get that ball in the middle, you can either attack or swing and find guys in the corner. And we saw them really work on that after game 4. The Suns did, because they recognized how much that Nash was trying to be taken out of this game by the Clipper defense.
Suns have led by as many as 11. The Clippers have led by as many as 4. Mobley, great fake. Thomas bid. Here's a 3. They get a 2. His foot was on the line.
That's a tough shot. After you fake and a guy runs by you to go right up and shoot that ball. Quentin Ross now playing Tim Thomas. He's had smaller guys on him down there creating opportunities. He had 2 field goals early. Diao knocks it in this time, so they're going through Tim Thomas in the post. And for some reason, he's being played by smaller guys tonight. I don't think they want Elton Brand playing him and chasing him out of that 3-point line.
Good point. Cassell. Sam, 3 of 6. Kick by Maggette. 4:29 to play in the first half.
See, Elton Brand is guarding Boris Diaw, who's going to play out on the perimeter, but he's not going to get to the 3-point line. Corey Maggette's on Marion, so this puts Mobley over on Tim Thomas. Let's see if they go back down into the post once again. He's got a smaller player.
It's a foul. Ross was there. He picks up number 3. So he's got 3 fouls. And 3 fouls on Barbosa of the Phoenix Suns. Quickly, Shaun Livingston.
Shaun Livingston is probably their second best perimeter defender. Now, Mobley is strong, but Mobley does not have the kind of quickness that Livingston and Ross have. So they like either Ross or Livingston on Nash. Longer guys who can take away that jump shot of his and bother him at the basket.
Mobley guarding Thomas, as you call.
Back inside.
Nash. Oh, what a move. What a move by Steve Nash, the 2-time MVP of the NBA.
Whatever treatment he got in the last 3 days, I'd like to have somebody do that for me. I mean, he's moving about much better than he has in the last few games.
It's Cassell again. Marion grabs his second rebound tonight. Bell against Cassell. Brand with the block. Elton Brand comes up with his first block shot tonight in the playoffs. He is number 2 in the NBA.
Well, Steve Nash did not get to the basket like this in the previous 5 games. Game 1, he was brilliant with 31 points. Mike Dunleavy very upset. And, you know, come on, guys, what's going on? He really prides himself in his team's weak side defense, one of the better defensive teams in the league this year, right up there in points per game allowed, opponent's field goal percentage, and they were number 1 in shot blocking.
Timeout. If the Clippers win, they'll advance to the conference finals for the first time in franchise history. If Phoenix wins, they could become the first NBA team to win at least 2 Game 7s in the same postseason since Dallas did it in 03. And who do you think was the backcourt for Dallas in 03?
Well, because of our great researchers, I know it was Steve Nash and Raja Bell. I would not have known that, though, without the sheet of paper I was given today, so let me get honest with that.
Nash, who has already canned 2 threes, missing right there. Mobley, Maggette, Livingston, Brand, and Cassell, the Clipper 5. 3.5 to play in the half.
Clippers have to be very happy. They're in a great position right now, down only 5 with a chance to cut it. It's either 2 or 3 with a basket.
It's Maggette over Dion. Rebound offensively by Livingston. Mobley again. This is Diao. Steve Nash has 4 assists. Bell. Dion. Nash, a triple.
All's well in Phoenix when Steve Nash is playing well.
He's got 8 in the second quarter and 13 authored by Nash in the game. He leads the Suns in scoring. Livingston against Nash inside. Brand on Nash. Defensive three. Livingston may have been caught. Steve Nash has been struggling with his shot since game 1. But tonight, he has been absolutely terrific. 5 of 8, 13 points in 15 minutes. And the Suns lead by 6 in game 7. If Sam Cassell and the Los Angeles Clippers win tonight, Cassell will be the first player in NBA history to win game 7s with 4 different teams. He's done it with Minnesota and Houston. And Steve Nash is already undefeated in game 7s in his career. So with that in mind, fans, be sure to participate in tonight's text message question. Which point guard will lead his team to victory tonight? A, Nash, either A, Cassell, or B, Nash. Text A or B to 88222. It is Nashville. Phoenix Suns have scored 18 more points above the arc than the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a defensive 3, thus we have Nash at the line, and here is the battle between these two very prominent players, Cassell and Nash.
You know, it's interesting. Sam Cassell, really the third quarter has been his quarter in this series. That's when he's really done his damage. So tonight he's still rather quiet, but we've seen him twice in this series go off in that third quarter, so the Suns will have to be aware of that coming out of halftime.
Elton Brand leads all scorers with 18 for the Los Angeles Clippers. Nash has 14 leading the Suns.
There's Tim Thomas again in the post against Mobley. He's got the advantage down there because they do not want Elton Brand out chasing Tim Thomas, because if Elton Brand's on him, he takes him out behind the three-point line and opens the lane up to get Brand out of there.
Thomas with 11 points. Corey Maggette.
You got to close out on him slowly. You run at him, he's going to take that ball right past you. He's not hit a jump shot tonight. Make him make a jump shot and not let him drive that ball and get easy layups.
Cassell is on Bell. Marion is free. Maggette is sucked inside. And so Marion had room. But then again, Marion has not been hitting his three-point shots.
Well, they play a donut offense, really, no center. You know, so they got everybody behind the three-point line. You penetrate, and it opens up all kinds of gaps.
It's Elton Brand inside, and Brand's got a game-high 20 points, 10 of 13.
Once again, they're going to go into Tim Thomas.
Clippers with a foul to give.
That's a bad pass by Bell. Nice job fighting the post by Mobley.
And just the 5th Phoenix turnover tonight as Cassell finds Mobley at the other end. Marion greets him defensively. Diaw is on Brand.
Yes, sir. Elton Brand finally misses one. He's now 10 of 14 from the floor.
Nash. Rebound by Mobley.
It was a 2-for-1 possession. Let's see if the Clippers try to come back and get one. There's actually time for them to take a quick shot.
Mobley inside, the double pump by Brand. Loose inside and picked up by Bell. Now to Nash, who's got 4 assists.
And hold this out, only a 2-second differential. You don't want to take too quick a shot here. Unless you get a layup like Shawn Marion just got. The one thing about the Suns, that shot clock doesn't go off very often.
No. Well, they practice with the 20-second shot clock as opposed to a game 24-second shot clock. So they're used to that fast pace. Final seconds of the first half. There's a foul. It's on Bell, who tonight was given the task of watching Sam Cassell. Bell is hit with his 3rd personal foul.
That's a tough foul there. If you're Bell, watch him reach in here. See him right there with his left hand? His body was in good position, but he reached out with his left hand. That's where the foul was committed. Now Mike D'Antoni's looking at his bench. See if anybody comes in or if Bell's going to stay in the game, because it is an offensive possession. If he stays, one thing Mike D'Antoni's told me about, no offensive fouls. You cannot draw an offensive foul and pick up your fourth.
Doug, since Bell clotheslined Kobe Bryant in the first round, he has been absolutely unbelievable for the Phoenix Suns.
Well, you know, his team bailed him out. It could have cost his team Game 6 on the road. They came through, won that game. They said, that's for Raja, and he came back and has been spectacular ever since. But I think he knows he put his team in huge jeopardy by the play he made on Kobe Bryant. It worked out well for the team.
Off Nash, Mobley, and Maggette. McCarty in the game. Good if it goes. That ends the first half. 65-point first half for the Phoenix Suns. The Clippers right there shooting 53%. Game high 20 by Brand in 24 minutes. The Suns high 14 by Steve Nash. Let's go to Craig Sager.
Well, Steve, obviously Game 7, everybody wants to be at their best. Tell us how much better you feel after the 3 days rest.
I do feel better, which is nice, you know. But there's still a lot of ways to win, and there's still a lot of time left. So, you know, it's so far a good half for us. We've got to put another one together.
3 fouls on Raja Bell, 3 fouls on Leandro Barbosa. How will that affect you guys in the second half?
I don't know. We'll see. You know, it's just important for those guys to keep playing hard without fouling.
What about Elton Brand? Any way you guys can stop
him? Shoot. He's a heck of a player, and, you know, I don't know if we have an answer for him, but together, you know, we can scrap and beat him.
Thanks a lot so far right now. Phoenix at top by the score of 65-57, despite the great half by Elton Brand. Let's go to EJ in our TNT Arena in Atlanta. EJ.
All right, thank you very much, Segs. 65 points in the first half, a postseason high in this playoff year for the Phoenix Suns, and they're on top 65-57. T-Mobile halftime report, Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley. Suns haven't lost in the postseason when they lead at the half. Clippers haven't won when they trailed at the half. But
let's quit then, go home.
I think they're still going to play the second half last time I checked. At any rate, we've talked about Sam Cassell being the only guy wearing the Clipper uniform who knows what it's like to be in a Game 7. Take me through his night, Jet.
Well, the one thing about Sam is, like you said, one of the guys who've only been in Game 7, but there are so many dynamics to watching him, which is some comical and some are that, you know, is strategic, where he has a great strategy and understands. But the comical end of it is to me is where the ball, if we let this play go, I think the one thing you'll see is the ability of Sam Cassell not to get, freeze it right here. Now, if you look at this, there's a foot race between Bell, Sam Cassell. Who wins that foot race? As we let it go, Sam can't even contend in that race. I'm sorry. You know, that's comical. But then on the other end, if you have Sam Cassell and you have him in his comfort area, he is a guy who can get the basketball, bring it up, he slows the game, he gets the tempo he wants, get in areas of the floor and draws fouls. He gets to the free throw line, so it becomes a good source. So in 2 plays back-to-back, you see the comical Sam Cassell, who can't run up and down the floor anymore, but then you also see the strategic Sam Cassell, and that's going to be big in the second half for the Clippers.
It's an 8-point game right now. Elton Brand has 20 on 10 of 15 shooting, but Phoenix has 14 out of Nash, 10 out of Marion. Tim Thomas has 11. 65 points in the first half is definitely what Phoenix wants here.
Well, if the pace of this game keeps going like this, Phoenix is going to win the game. I mean, Clippers want to beat them up inside, slow the game down. But Phoenix has more athletic ability, and they don't even have to shoot a great percentage from 3, but they're going to get more field goals attempt at the pace of the game. Now, we keep talking about if you try to run with the Phoenix Suns, you're going to lose. They got to keep this game 110 or lower if they're going to beat the Suns. And Sam or Cuttino Mobley or somebody is going to have to step up. Elton can't do it by himself.
Phoenix has outscored them by 21 points from the 3-point arc. When we come back, highlights of tonight's other Game 7. How about those Dallas Mavericks? We're going to have a new champion in the NBA this year because look what they did tonight at the AT&T Center. Highlights coming up.
Welcome to the T-Mobile Halftime Report. T-Mobile, official wireless services partner of the NBA.
Back here on the T-Mobile Halftime Report, Dallas had a 3-1 lead in the series over San Antonio. 3-3 going to Game 7, and the fans letting Dirk know about the David Hasselhoff thing. Meantime, Dirk Well, not bothered. Probably
he was singing
that tune to himself.
Yes, yeah. He didn't play like David Hasselhoff today. He played more like Tupac, somebody like that. He was killing them.
Jason Terry had 17 points in the first half on 6 of 7 shooting. Tim Duncan.
He played. He was fantastic in every game.
Spurs were down 14 at the half, and Duncan starts getting it moving here. The Nick Van Exel to Duncan, and one, 74-70. Now Dirk.
He's in his area of the floor where he's most comfortable. Defense doesn't even matter when he gets to that left elbow. He's a 7-foot jumper.
37 and 15 for Nowitzki tonight. Duncan spinning on Nowitzki.
He's only 6'3" on our defense, though.
Duncan 41 and 15. The kick out to Michael Finley, the former Mav. Nothing but the twine. And so here goes San Antonio again, closing the gap to 101-100. And then with the score tied, Manu. Who was that?
Ginobili was fantastic the last couple games, but this was the biggest play of the game right here.
With a 3-point lead, San Antonio fouls Nowitzki at the rim. He completes the 3-point play.
And in fairness, Tim Duncan gets fouled right here.
No call. We're going to overtime.
Yeah, that was a foul, though.
And in OT.
Great pass by Jason Terry.
Boy, on a job.
Hey, no, but Jason Terry played fantastic, and you got to be happy for him. Stackhouse down the stretch at every big shot, time after time after time. Scared of the first step, so he pulls back up, gets the easy jumper.
The Dallas Mavericks are going to the Western Conference Finals for the second time in the last 4 years. They win it in overtime in San Antonio, 119-111. After the game, Greg Popovich was asked about that play by Nowitzki late in regulation.
On their possession at the end of regulation on the Dirk drive, there was a timeout before that. I presume you told everyone don't foul at the rim or whatever. Yes? No?
This means yes.
Okay. Were you surprised that there was a foul?
Yes.
The Dallas Mavericks win in San Antonio.
They were the better team.
Oh, yeah, they deserved to win the series.
Yeah, and the Spurs, they were great defending champions, and Dallas just had too much foot speed for them. Jason Terry was fantastic. Devin Harris got him going from game 2 on. Josh Howard, but they were the better team. They never figured out the adjustment that A.V. Johnson made. As soon as he inserted Devin Harris into the lineup, he took everything in terms of defensively what San Antonio wanted to do away, and they never really recovered for it. They never played well when that happened in terms of stopping them. Well, but they just couldn't. They wasn't going to get faster by the end of the week. But that took Robert Horry out the series because he didn't have the foot speed to stick with those guys. That took Brett Barry out the series. It was obvious to everybody. Dallas was just a much quicker team.
Early take, Dallas against Phoenix, Dallas against the Clippers, Dallas with home court in either series.
I think Dallas wins the West. They've been, because we thought we knew, first of all, going in, these were the two best teams in the West. First of all, the NBA screwed up. This should have been the Western Conference Finals.
And in the future, it will be.
Yeah, but I'm saying this year, they've been the two best, well, actually for the last couple of years, they've been the two best teams in the West. Unfortunately, it's not the finals, but you got to like Dallas against either team. I would say I would concur with my comrade.
That's always so nice to hear. Back with more on the T-Mobile halftime.
But I tell you what, it would be a more compelling matchup against the Clippers.
Steve Nash finding his way to the hoop. We'll be back.
Pulls up, right elbow. Kobe wins game 4. James for the win. LeBron does it again.
Jim Thomas with the fake for the tie.
Zach Loosman, Giovanni King, part to the hoop, lays it up, around, and in. On the Sacramento Kings with an amazing comeback. Out of 3, Terry launches a rainbow. Jason Terry.
Bell for the tie. Will we have a defining moment in this Game 7 tonight? Doug Collins, Kevin Harlan, you were preaching Phoenix offensive balance. We have seen that in the first half.
Well, Kevin, we see it in not only their players, but the way they scored. 4 guys in double figures, 2 guys have 8. So great balance there. But the inside, 24 points in the paint. They have 21 points at the three-point line. They have 10 points in the paint. I said before the game, they needed to get 90 or more in those 3 areas. That's when they play well. They already have 55 in the first half. Way too many points, I think, for the Clippers to win this game tonight.
Let's take a look at some of the numbers brought to you by Chrysler. You can see the outstanding shooting by both teams. And 7 threes made by Phoenix, plus 21 points above the arc tonight for the Suns over the Clippers. And it began early with Steve Nash.
Well, all eyes were on him. 3 days rest. How was Steve Nash going to be? Terrific. 3 of 4 from behind the arc. His team 7 of 13. You talked about it, Kevin, plus 21. Look at this. Elton Brand is out. They pulled him out guarding Boris Diaw. Mobley's underneath the basket. Nobody guarding the rim. No shot blocking. Suns get 24 points in the paint. And in the 2-man game, this is the bread and butter of the Los Angeles Clippers. Cassell hitting Brand, who was just lights out on that little jump shot, 10 of 15 for 20 points. And this time it's Shaun Livingston learning on the job from Sam Cassell, and the little acrobatic finish from Elton Brand, who's been brilliant. Corey Maggette off the bench had 12, but those 2 guys, the only guys in double figures. Chris Kaman only played less than 8 minutes really in that first half, so we'll see if he can come in and make his presence felt, and maybe Craig Sager can give us a little insight on what the coaches are thinking here going to the second half, Craig.
Well, I'll tell you what, I talked to Mike Dunleavy. He said, you know, making 8 points up on Phoenix is not a big deal, but it is if they score 65 again. He told his team that they had too many points off turnovers, too many open looks on the threes. As for Steve Nash, they don't want to make any defensive switches, but they want to be more physical with him. They want to punish him and try to, quote, take his confidence away. Kevin?
Greg, thank you. Steve Nash will begin the second half for the Phoenix Suns out there with Boris Diaw, Shawn Marion, Rajah Bell, and Tim Thomas. That's the Suns 5 starting the third. Doug Collins and Craig Sager, Kevin Harlan. This is Steve Nash. And open Shawn Marion.
See, they're not doing a good job on Nash tonight. The first game, he got into the paint anytime he wanted to. The next 5 games, they trapped him. Tonight, he's getting in the lane and picking them apart again. Their traps on those screen rolls have not been good tonight. They've been very soft.
Mobley and Ross. Kaman is in. Brand and Cassell with Clipper 5. Shot clock is down to 7. There's a foul, and it is called inside on the veteran Boris Diaw, picking up number 2 for the Phoenix Suns.
Well, one of the things we have to keep our eye on are the foul trouble. 3 for Barbosa, 3 for Rajah Bell. 2 very critical areas of the Suns team, because when they go small, those guys are on the floor with Nash. Makes them very explosive. They've got to stay out of foul trouble.
Ross was the architect of a beautiful individual game in Game 6 in Los Angeles a couple nights ago.
Well, when he scores 10 or more during the season, it only happened 10 times counting the playoffs. They're 9-1, so the guy can make open shots. Here's Steve Nash talking about making open shots.
The Phoenix Suns have hit 8 threes. The Los Angeles Clippers have hit none. Mobley at the other end. Brand grabbing the offensive rebound.
19 assists for the Phoenix Suns here. That tells you how well they're moving the basketball.
Nash was 17. A 3 by Shawn Marion.
See, he's picking them apart right now. They're not trapping Nash like they did in the previous 5 games. Kevin, they've been very soft, and Nash obviously feeling a lot better tonight, but he's taking the ball wherever he wants to on the floor.
Elton Brand, as they didn't rotate quickly enough to get on him. He's got 24 in 26 minutes.
Yeah, but the Clippers got to find some defensive stops here. They just can't get into a contest where they think they're going to outscore the Suns in a Game 7 on the Suns' home court.
It's Diaw. And Doug, the Clippers are one of the best defensive teams this past regular season in the NBA.
And have been very, very good in some stages here against the Suns, but tonight they are not.
Ross. Nash to Diaw. Came in the foul.
Mike Dunleavy's going to go, what is going on? See, what's happening is the Clippers are trying to get back defensively and guard a guy that's not guarding them. Kevin, that's that terminology, cross-matching. So they're not talking. Look at Kaman here trying to string this out. And the easy pass, once again, Elton Brand, whenever he's guarding somebody, his man gets out behind that three-point line. He's a shot blocker. He's going to be back in the lane. Those shots are going to be there for him.
Center for the Clippers came and picks up his second personal foul. This is Boris Diaw working on Elton Brand.
Boy, the rest has really done this Phoenix Suns good. They've got a lot of energy and a pop in their step tonight, but they were very sluggish in Game 6.
Came in with 4. Diaw and Nash defending. And a foul. Nash was reaching in. Nash picks up his second personal foul.
Well, if Chris Kaman is going to be in the game, he's got to pound them inside. Otherwise, you're going to see the Clippers go back small because you're asking Kaman and Elton Brand to match up to two guys who are not going to play around the basket. So their advantage is in the paint. And in the first half, Elton was terrific. Most of those on outside jump shots. But Kaman had 4 points in the game. This is on the heels, Kevin, of a game the other night where he had 15 points and 10 rebounds. He and Elton Brand combined for 45 points and 22 rebounds in Game 6.
Clippers have now hit 10 consecutive free throws. Doug, you know, it's interesting because the Los Angeles Clippers are averaging 17 points more per game in the playoffs than in the regular season. So they're almost overheating on offense.
Well, they're playing at a tempo that shows their versatility. I mean, against Denver, they played a much slower game. But what I call, you always get seduced into playing against the Phoenix Suns. And if you quick shoot the ball, you're going to make a lot of shots or whatever, but that's exactly what the Suns want you to do so they don't have to defend very long.
Raja Bell getting by Cassell and banking it. And now Raja Bell has 10 points and 5 assists with the rebound. And the Suns have all 5 of their starters in double figures.
And Barbosa has 8 off the bench. That's what you got to do. You got to go to Kaman. You got to pound that ball inside. If he's going to be in the game, he's got to do this. He's got to score inside and get to the foul line.
Kaman with 8. Nash away, picked up by Sam Cassell. 3-on-1, Ross.
The Suns will let you back in, and it's back to a 6-point game. With all the three-point shooting as well as the Suns played, the Clippers are in striking distance if they can get their defense locked down.
Clippers set a franchise record for road wins this past season at 20. Boris Diaw, the most improved player this season in the NBA.
And that shot right there is going to continue to make him an all-star. At some point in time, if he makes that shot, he'll be an all-star player in this league, not just the most improved.
Both teams have started 6 of 7 from the field. Elton Brand. Marion again for 3.
How about Shawn Marion and Steve Nash? They were 12 for 52 from the three-point line in this series going into game tonight. Steve Nash and Shawn Marion are lighting it up from behind the arc. Suns up 11.
And Phoenix is plus 30 points. Shooting above the arc tonight. Suns have hit 5 consecutive threes.
The 2006 NBA Playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by PlayStation 2. Live in your world, play in ours. And by Nokia. It's your life in there, Nokia.
Welcome back to Game 7 of this Western Conference Semifinal with Doug Collins and Craig Sager, Kevin Harlan. The Suns on top by 11. They have led by as many as 12 points tonight.
Well, great balance. You can see what the Suns have done. The top 6 players, how they've moved the basketball around. Kevin tonight, 22 assists and only 7 turnovers. 10 of 16 from behind the three-point line. They're plus 30 points there. And Nash and Marion, 8 of 11 tonight, shooting the three-point shot. Well, we thought the Suns shot well in Game 7 against the Lakers, about 61%. Tonight, almost 65%. And again, Nash and Marion, 12 for 52. The first 6 games this series. Tonight, 8 of 11. 3 days rest, home cooking, Game 7, all working right now in favor of the Phoenix Suns.
Foul on Sam Cassell. That's the Clippers' first turnover since 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Now the Suns out of these timeouts, they like to throw lobs for Marion. Let's see if they set something up trying to get a lob for Shawn Marion.
Cassell picked up his first. Nash to the rack. Defense by Ross. Picked up by Dion. Thrown away to Cassell. Here come the Clippers. Cassell has not hit a three nor attempted a three tonight. Screen by Kaman. Two by Mobley. Rebound by Kaman. More than they could need right now. Kaman has put in 10 points, grabbed 3 rebounds.
Still with a great three-point shooting, it's still only a 9-point game, Kevin. They're down 30 points at the three-point line, and it's only a 9-point game. That's sort of amazing right now.
It's a Thomas three. And Cassell was in there. A shove on Raja Bell. Raja Bell has picked up his 4th personal foul of the game.
Now this is big because they wanted Raja Bell to be able to stay on Sam Cassell. They're going to have to come in Barbosa. Remember, now he's got 3 fouls. So let's see if Cassell tries to go to work here. Who are they going to move over on Cassell? If they play Barbosa, look for Barbosa to try to, Cassell to try to back him down, and use that little size advantage, get down on that baseline and score. Actually, it looks like they're going to put Marion now over on Cassell. They do not want Cassell to get started.
Which they have done in this series before. Kaman again. Nash has 8 assists. There's a foul. Cassell's down. That is on the Phoenix Suns. Tim Thomas tagged with his 3rd.
Well, you can start to get a sense of the finality of tonight. We're talking to Mike D'Antoni before the game, said, you know what? You win, you fly tomorrow now to Dallas, you lose, you wake up tomorrow with nothing to do.
Cassell.
There's Cassell. It's time for him to start going to work. They need a little spurt from him. That confidence, that swagger he brings in a game like this.
It's Nash on a travel. Well, with Sam Cassell, he is the only existing Clipper right now who has played in a Game 7.
Mike Dunleavy was upset. He felt like that Nash lowered his shoulder and charged before he stumbled and walked. Now this is Sam Cassell and Elton Brand time. This is what we saw in Game 5 when they came back from an 18-point deficit.
Offensive rebound inside by Elton Brand, but he can't convert. Ross is on Nash. Cassell denies the pass to Marion. And it will be, it's off of the Phoenix Suns.
That's 3 straight turnovers now for the Phoenix Suns. That's what they'll do. They'll get sloppy, they'll take some bad shots, and they'll let you back in the game. Kevin, we saw it in Game 5. The Clippers were down 18 and actually came back and took the lead.
Phoenix already has 5 turnovers in this 3rd quarter. Brand and Ross. Marion grabbing his 4th rebound with 18 points. It's a Thomas 3.
Every time the Suns shoot a 3-point shot, this crowd is on their feet. They live and die with that great 3-point shooting.
Well, they're 10 of 18 tonight. Mobley diving inside.
See a lot of now conversation between the players and the officials. They better get back. The Suns are going to run the ball right back at you.
3 on 2, Marion. Diao the offensive rebound. Suns are not getting killed rebounding tonight, but they are exploiting the 3-point shot. The Suns have hit 11 threes. The Clippers have hit none. Phoenix has 6 players in double figures, including Barbosa with 11 off the bench. Ross.
Well, he's a good-looking player. Everybody talks about his defense, but he can score. They just don't need him to do that on a steady basis with this team.
Nash. Foul called on Kaman.
Quentin Ross just got a technical here. Mobley, one of the other, got a technical foul. You got to keep your cool in games like this. Mike Dunleavy very upset at Eddie Rush, one of the officials. Chris Kaman is barking at his coach that he got fouled on one end. Against the Suns, you cannot complain against the officials. Once that ball's in play, Kevin, you've got to get back down the floor.
Kaman picks up his third personal foul. The tee goes on Mobley. This is Steve Nash, who led the NBA in free throw shooting this year.
Clippers got to get their composure.
They do, but here's Nash at the line for the Suns. 11 of 12 at the free throw line tonight. Phoenix Clippers as a team 17 of 18 at the stripe.
Remember our first key in the game tonight. 3 days rest for Steve Nash, the MVP of the season. What was it going to mean? Well, tonight it has meant wonders for this team because all those threes that they get are created by this guy. He's hit his own threes. He's created, he's made plays, but still a lot of time left in this game. Kept only a 10-point lead. The Clippers got to stop complaining and keep playing and get that ball in the paint. That's where their advantage is.
Cassell has got 11 points. Brand against Thomas, helped out by Marion. Shot clock at 4. Cassell. Didn't hit the rim. And a shot clock violation on the Los Angeles Clippers.
See, a great job defensively. Elton Brand faded on the baseline to shoot that ball, and one of the Phoenix Suns ran in behind him and forced him to pass the ball, and when he did, then they were in a scramble. Shawn Marion contested the shot of Sam Cassell, so the Suns a nice scrambling defensive possession. Here's that lob from Marion.
Boris Diaw. That is a charge.
That's the play they like to run. That time they cleared out for DL. They also run that. Marion slips it to the basket and looks for the lob for the offensive foul. What is that, 6 turnovers in this quarter for the Suns?
It is. And Diaw picks up his third personal.
So they only had 6 the entire first half. So turnovers allowing the Clippers to hang around.
Shot clock at 9. Cassell with Marion defending.
Oh, great job. Marion did not fight for that pump fake.
Nash, Barbosa, Mobley closed.
They have to spread out though. 4 guys behind the three-point line. Nobody in the middle. Now they're going to go inside the Diaw because he has the advantage against Cassell.
And then Marion overcame it. Offensive rebound by Boris Diaw. And a foul on the Clippers.
They get you so spread out that it's very difficult because you've got to defend those three-point shooters. Obviously, Kevin, you look at behind the three-point line tonight, what the Suns have done, and then it opens up either Diaw or Tim Thomas to be able to get inside, do some damage in there.
Doug, even though the Phoenix Suns are plus 33 points above the arc tonight, it is only a 10-point game.
That's why the Clippers are still in striking distance. They cannot lose their composure and get distracted.
Brand just picked up his second foul. Maggette and Livingston have checked in for the Los Angeles Clippers. Marion with a 3. Air ball picked up by Brand. Sal and Ross go to the Clippers sideline. Brand with 24. Maggette off the bench with 12. Shot clock is down to 5. Diaw with the rebound. Barbosa to Nash.
Bad shots lead to bad defense. And that's exactly what happened on that possession. A bad shot by Corey Maggette. Nobody gets back, and Steve Nash gets the layup.
This equals the Suns' biggest lead tonight. Brand with 26. And he goes down. That is a foul. It's on Corey Maggette. That's the second on Maggette.
The Suns, when they're at their best, they run for layups. They run for threes. Barbosa finds his buddy Steve Nash, his mentor. He lays the ball in the basket. Raja Bell has 4 fouls, but he's immersed into the game. The Suns by 10, trying to push this lead as they head into the 4th period here in about a minute and a half.
This game tonight will be in the NBA playoffs in the Western Conference Finals beginning Wednesday on TNT. Game 1, coverage 8 o'clock Eastern Time, followed by Inside the NBA with Doug Collins and award-winning reporter Craig Sager, Kevin Harlan. 1:57 to play in the 3rd quarter. Phoenix Suns have led most of this game by as many as 12 and right now by 10. They have hit 11 threes. The Clippers have hit none.
And Mike Dunleavy has stayed with his big lineup. Kaman and Elton Brand have played the entire 3rd quarter together.
Barbosa's come off the bench. Bell's got 4 fouls. Shot clock violation.
Well, you hate to see that coming out of a timeout if you're a coach. You draw something up. Mike D'Antoni usually very proud of the team, the way that comes out and gets the shots that he draws up. That time they just sort of fell asleep. You got to give the Clipper defense some credit. There was Steve Nash on that bench once again. This is where Leandro Barbosa and Diaw have to be the primary ball handlers. They have to get you into your offense.
James Jones has taken the place of the resting Steve Nash. Sam Cassell has come in for Cuttino Mobley. Usually they have been resting Cassell when Nash has been out. Now Cassell is in and Nash is resting. Diaw denies the pass, makes the steal. 10 turnovers by the Los Angeles Clippers.
A very poor pass by Corey Maggette. Did not throw the ball to the outside hand, and Chris Kaman's got to meet that pass.
It's a Barbosa wide open 3.
Boy, the Clippers have made a ton of defensive errors tonight. This is not the team that we've seen over the last 4 or 5 games defensively. Leaving 3-point shooters, helping in the post on guys you don't need to help on.
Thomas knocks it away. Maggette retrieves it, shot clock at 4. Deflected out of bounds, it's off the Clippers.
Back-to-back turnovers with Corey Maggette. It's like he's sort of been feast or famine in this series. He's had games where he's really struggled. He's had games where he's been maybe the best player on the floor. Tonight, he's struggling here in the 2nd half. He had a good first half, 12 points. He's scoreless here, and he's had back-to-back turnovers.
Livingston is on Barbosa with the shot clock at 7. Shawn Marion works on Brand. Diaw the rebound. Jones, who does not have his shot, wisely passes it away.
And also only about a 4-second differential here, so run it down, get a good shot. Don't give the Clippers a lot of time to get the last possession.
Leandro Barbosa.
Well, they call him the Brazilian Blur, Speedy Gonzalez, the Road Runner, beep, beep, whatever, but he's got speed on speed.
Suns have a foul to give. Elton Brand, good if it goes. The 3rd quarter has come to a close, and the Suns are shooting 59%. And they've got their biggest lead tonight in Game 7, Western Conference Semifinals. You're watching the NBA playoffs on TNT.
back to Phoenix. The Clippers down 15 starting the fourth quarter, but Mike Dunleavy telling his team it's not time to panic. Remember last time we were here, we made up a 19-point deficit. Sam Cassell then barking, saying, this is my team, I want the ball, let me handle the ball. He says, that's fine, but I'm putting Vlade Radovanovic in. He says, Vlade, I want you to hit the threes, but I also need you to play good defense. We can make up this deficit, but we got to make some stops. Kevin?
And they picked the right quarter to do it because they shoot 53% in this series in the fourth quarter. That's what they've got to do right now. They've got to be lights out for the next 12 minutes.
Well, Kevin, they've got to shoot well, but then they've got to get some defensive stops. Right now, the Suns shoot almost 60% from the floor, 57% from three. They've got to get some defensive possessions to get themselves back.
The Suns close the third quarter in a 9-2 run. This is Radovanovic, and outside Maggette for three. That is only the second three-point attempt by the Clippers tonight.
Amazing. Plus 36 for the Phoenix Suns behind the three-point line. Now remember, they were plus 33 in Game 6 and lost that game by 12.
James Jones for three.
It's all working now. James Jones is in the mix. His shot has been on vacation.
Marion picks up the foul, trying to work on the driving Sam Cassell. Second on Shawn Marion. 13 threes made, ties a Game 7 record in the NBA.
We thought they shot lights out against the Lakers. They might end up shooting a better percentage tonight they did in that Game 7. But Game 7, you're supposed to be tight.
Maggette.
Supposed to have nerves, be tight. Ball's supposed to be heavy. Not for these Suns, not at home in deciding games.
And the Suns holding their own on the glass as well.
Well, that's a big battle right there. The Clippers wins. They've out-rebounded the Suns by 23 rebounds a game. Tonight they're up only 2.
Foul. It goes inside on Tim Thomas, who has assessed his 4th of the game for the Phoenix Suns.
Are we heading for another Phoenix-Dallas playoffs? Remember last year, that series? Incredible playoff series for Steve Nash. Dirk Nowitzki just got rid of one old buddy, Michael Finley. Is he going to be looking at his best buddy, Steve Nash, on Wednesday night? Or do the Clippers have another run in them to try to get back in this game?
Well, if the Suns win, they'll repeat as Western Conference finalists. And here's a long shot by Maggette and a rebound by Marion. The Suns would repeat as Western Conference finalists for the first time in 16 years.
What a tremendous accomplishment that be. No Amari Stoudemire, the trade of Joe Johnson. Kurt Thomas hurt, and James Jones. Shooting is contagious. Bad shooting, good shooting. It's contagious, and everybody's got the hot hand tonight for Phoenix.
60% shooting for the Suns.
He walked. He got away with one there. A little shuffle his feet, but Elton will take it. But again, Clippers got to get some defensive stops, Kevin. They're just changing baskets here right now. That clock is winding down. We've almost played 3 minutes of this period.
Elton Brand has made 14 of the Clipper 33 baskets tonight. Jones with another 3. Saved by Diaw. Volleyballs it out to Marion. 9.5 to play.
That extra rest really benefited the Phoenix Suns, Kevin. I think if they'd had to play Saturday, I don't know if they've beaten this Clipper team. This 3 days, the schedule broke perfectly for them, and you know what? They've taken advantage of it.
Well, they had a stretch, Doug. The Suns had 13 games in 25 days. They've played right now more games than any other playoff team in these playoffs.
Well, and the Clippers, remember, had that week off after Denver, so they were the fresh team coming in, so they would like to have played a doubleheader on Thursday night. There's going to be a walk on Sam Cassell. He and Tim Thomas are going after the loose ball right now. It's a little testy in here as the Clippers realize their season could be over here in about 9 minutes.
I think that says it all. if you're a Clipper fan. Let's check out tonight's Lamisil AT step-up play of the game. It's all the three-point shots. They've hit 14 at the Phoenix Suns tonight. That is a Game 7 NBA playoff record. They have scored 42 more points above the arc than the Los Angeles Clippers tonight. The Clippers have not hit a three. They've only attempted two. Phoenix led the NBA in scoring, led the NBA in three-point shooting, attempts and makes. And they are flexing those offensive muscles tonight in Game 7.
Oh, great shooting. It's so much fun to watch. You don't expect in a Game 7 for a team to play this loose and free. But you know what? They really take on the personality of their coach, Mike D'Antoni. He's a gunslinger. And this is the way he wants them to play, whether it's the first exhibition game of the season or whether it's Game 7 against the Lakers or against the Clippers. And in both of those games, they have shot brilliantly. Got to give Mike D'Antoni a lot of credit. His team is loose and free, and they've played to the moment.
Screen by Thomas and a shot by Steve Nash. And Nash tonight has gone 8 of 13 with 22 points. Make it 23. That is a Sun high. Brand inside. He's got a game high 30.
What a great catch.
The other end, Shawn Marion.
They scored in 4 seconds. Great dunk here by Elton Brand on one end. Shawn Marion's laying it in on the other end in 4 seconds.
Livingston.
They're going to run it right back at you. I mean, the Clippers somehow, there's 8 minutes to go, they've somehow got to get a handle.
A drive by Thomas and a foul inside of the Los Angeles Clippers. This will go on Corey Maggette, who is hit for the third of his game tonight.
I'm just thinking about some of these matchups, Kevin, as we look ahead. If it is going to be the Suns and the Dallas Mavericks, how about Steve Nash and Barbosa against Jason Terry and Devin Harris in the backcourt? Raja Bell against Josh Howard. Shawn Marion, Dirk Nowitzki. There'll be some great matchup if this holds on and the Suns are able to advance.
Well, Detroit took care of Cleveland. Miami made easy work of the New Jersey Nets. Eastern Conference Finals begin tomorrow night on ESPN. 8 o'clock Eastern. Pistons and Miami. Replay of last year's Eastern Conference Final.
And you know what? If I'm the Miami Heat, Shaq's had about 5 days rest. I go in loaded up trying to get game 1 at the Palace because that's when Shaq's going to be his freshest. After that, they play every other day.
Getty to Livingston. Livingston with 10. Off the bench, Maggette with 14. 30 by Brand is a game high.
And Sam Cassell is sitting on the bench here. This team is trying to make a little push. What Mike Dunleavy's doing is going to his best defenders out there with Shaun Livingston and Mobley.
At the shot clock at 6, it's Shawn Marion.
Vlade Romanovich has been conspicuous by his absence tonight.
No shots, no points in 9 minutes. Radmanovich.
He's the one that had that electric shooting exhibition when he brought them back from the dead in the one game in Los Angeles. The Suns actually held on to win that game, but Radmanovich lights out shooting at 14 of his 18 points in the fourth quarter of that game. That's the game the Suns won 94-91 when they shot 37%, didn't score 100 points, and they won the only game they've won all season long by 3 points or less. I think game 3, the Clippers feel like they should have won that game, and then game 5 in here, and they had that 3-point lead with 3.6 seconds to go. Raja Bell hit the shot to give them up 3-2 lead. Knowing they had a game 7 and 3 days rest, they loaded up for this game tonight. And it looks like they're going to advance here if they can continue to keep the pressure on.
Diaw is out. Raja Bell has come back in the game with his 4 personal fouls.
You can't give playoff games away, Kevin. You just can't do it. The Suns were very fortunate in that Lakers series when they let game 4 slip away. They went and won game 6, but it looked like they were going to lose that series after losing game 4 and going down 3-1.
Thomas a 3. Rebound by Corey Maggette, claiming his 7th with his 14 points. Cuttino Mobley now is put in 12. Make it 8. 8 for Mobley. Brand comes out on Nash with 6.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Steve Nash looks like a completely different player with 25 points and 10 assists, another double-double. His best game in this series since game 1 when he put in 31.
Well, Sam Cassell's got to be looking out at his former teammate. There's Shaun Livingston on a great drive, just can't get it to go. Cassell still calls Steve Nash Rook after 2 MVP titles. He were teammates together here in Phoenix for a very short while. And obviously have great respect for one another. And Steve Nash said he taught me so much about the game in a short period of time.
James Jones riding into Brand, fouled by Radmanovich of the Los Angeles Clippers with 5:50 to play. They can smell it. In overtime earlier tonight, the Dallas Mavericks in San Antonio defeated the defending champions. Right now, it looks like the Phoenix Suns will make their second consecutive trip to the Western Conference Finals. 5:50 to go.
The 2006 NBA playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. By Wendy's 4 new Frescata sandwiches. By the new AT&T, your world delivered. And by Charles Schwab. Get premium service without the premium price. Talk to Chuck. Charles Schwab.
Less than 6 minutes to play in Game 7. The Phoenix Suns with a 17-point lead. The winner of this game goes on to take on the Dallas Mavericks. A thrilling win in overtime, 119-111 over the San Antonio Spurs. With me, Paul McKeskey has been with every one of these games, scouting for the Dallas Mavs. What has surprised you or impressed you here in this Game 7?
Well, I'm surprised at the point margin right now, but we're going to see if the Clippers have another run in them. But Phoenix is a running transition basketball team, and boy, they push it, especially here at home, and you got to contain Steve Nash, and they got shooters all over the floor. They're a very difficult matchup for any team.
You met them last year in the playoffs. What will be different this time?
Well, I think this year we're going to have to adjust to their speed a little bit faster and be ready for Game 1. They played a pace that a lot of teams don't play in the NBA, just all out running up and down the floor.
How proud are you of your Dallas Mavericks team for beating San Antonio at their place in Game 7?
Boy, what a great victory. It was a great series, and winning Game 7 in San Antonio was a great victory for the Dallas Mavericks, but our work's not done. We're in the process of going for a championship, and our next roadblock is going to be whichever one of these teams comes out of this game.
Well, congratulations to you and the organization. Also to you and your family. You and Linda celebrating your 25th wedding anniversary tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Craig.
Yeah, back to you, Kevin.
Greg, thank you very much. Doug Collins comes up with a magic number for every game, whatever it might be, a combination of things. Tonight, his magic number was 90 for the Phoenix Suns. Points in the paint, 3-point shooting, free throw points. Doug, right now, what are the Phoenix Suns sitting on with those three together?
They're sitting on 90 right now. It's just there's certain numbers when you play against certain teams, and in this series, those 3 numbers have added up for victory for the Phoenix Suns, and their wins are averaging 99 points in that area, and their losses are averaging 80. So tonight, that 3-point shooting has just been electric. And here's Shawn Marion on the drive, and once again, there's nobody back to guard the basket because you're covering the corners to defend against the 3-point shot.
Nash picked up his 11th assist, and here comes Livingston sailing in. Off the bench tonight, 14 points in 22 minutes. The Suns have 7 players in double figures. They've only played 7 tonight.
Sam Cassell back in for one last run. You heard Paul McKeskey talking about do they have one last push.
Eddie is on Nash. The shot clock is down to 4 for Steve Nash.
The master of the half-inch, Steve Nash. You give him a half-inch, he'll take a mile.
They'll go for miles and miles. Miles. Elton Brand, 34.
I think people around the NBA and throughout the country now know who Elton Brand is. I mean, if they go on to lose this game, don't diminish exactly the kind of season that Elton Brand has had. He's given this organization credibility. They got a lot to look forward to with their team.
It's Bell to Shawn Marion.
And a layup drill, layup 3-point, layup 3-point. Mike Dunleavy, when he looks at this tape, is going to be very, very disappointed in his team's defense. They've prided themselves on it all year. That's how you win a Game 7. Tonight, they have not been able to stop the Suns at all.
Rebounding for the first time tonight is even at 28.
But when they stay close on the boards, they win. When you get 90-plus points in those 3 areas, they win. And looks like tonight they're going to march on to the conference finals for the 2nd straight year with all the injuries and the loss of the free agents. There's Amari Stoudemire, who's only played 3 games all season long. Everybody thought their season was dead when he went down. The team is too proud.
Goes on Thomas, 5th on him. There's Kurt Thomas, no relation to Tim, but he may play in the Western Conference Finals.
Well, these are the keys that I thought tonight, Kevin. Nash, an MVP tied game, 29-11, balance in these 3 areas. Right now, 99 points they have in these 3 areas. The Los Angeles Clippers points in the paint, plus 12. In their wins, they've been plus 17. But look at the rebounds, even in their wins, plus 23 on the boards were the Clippers. They got into trouble turning the ball over early in the game. And then the 3-point shooting, minus 42 points behind the 3-point line.
Executive of the Year in the NBA, voted by his peers, Elgin Baylor, the man who built this team, and then with the accent of Dunleavy 3 years ago to orchestrate on the floor. It's been a very good combination. This Clipper team, highest victory total since the franchise moved to California. Set a franchise record for road victories. Made their first playoff appearance in 9 seasons. Won a postseason series for the first time in 30 years. It has been a very successful season.
It's going to be a foul on Sam Cassell for grabbing the jersey, but you know, Mike Dunleavy is going to be very disappointed, obviously, after this game. But this is a team now that has respect. You know, everybody made jokes about the Clippers. This is no joke anymore. Elton Brand, candidate for the MVP this season, first playoff series. Now they've got to go to work in the offseason. There's Donald Sterling, the owner. I'm sure that smile right now is thankful for the season that they had. But they're going to look back on a couple games that got away from in this series, especially Game 5 in here where it looked like they had a chance to go home, Kevin, and win in Game 6, and in this series 4 games to 2. But they've got to sign Sam Cassell. They got Vlade Romanovich. They got to decide what they want to do with Chris Kaman in terms of an extension. You've got Mike Dunleavy. They want to get him locked up for a long period of time. They got a brilliant young point guard in Shaun Livingston. Elton Brand, the centerpiece inside. Got a lot of nice pieces to this team. They just got to continue to grow in a very, very difficult Western Conference.
Shawn Marion. Shawn Marion has 29 points. He'll go to the free throw line. He is coming off a game where he posted his 3rd game of at least 30 points in the Suns' past 4. And Doug, before that stretch, only one 30-point game in his first 43 career playoff games. If anybody, and there's point number 30, if anybody has thrived late in these playoffs, in this 2nd round, Shawn Marion has rediscovered his game and comes in like a wrecking ball into the Western Conference Finals.
And you got a lot of criticism here as Corey Maggette loads up the 3. A lot of criticism early in that Lakers series. Everybody was talking about that Lamar Odom was outplaying him. Well, he answered the call, got his team past the Lakers, and has been brilliant in the last 4 ball games.
Marion of 3.
I'm Mike D'Antoni now. I got to get my starters out of the game. You got about 2.5 minutes here. I don't know if the Clippers are going to make a three, but you got to get. I'd get Steve Nash out and Shawn Marion out of the game, because now only thing that can happen is bad. A guy could roll an ankle or do something that could hurt you going to Dallas.
Nash. Tim Thomas.
Could it be that the Clippers don't make a three the entire night?
They've only attempted 4 shots above the arc, and they've shot 52% from the field for the game. The Suns have shot 60% tonight. Game 7 against the Los Angeles Lakers. You touched on it early. An NBA record 61%. They love Game 7.
Yeah, they're tight. The ball is heavy. They don't play very well, do they?
And let's check out tonight's Wendy's making the right decision play of the game. As we go back to last season, the playoffs, Phoenix and Dallas met then as well.
Well, remember, so much of this series, Steve Nash was not re-signed by the Dallas Mavericks. They did not want to give him the extra year, and he punished them last year. Huge game all throughout the series. Game 6, 39-12, the big three. Sends the thing into overtime. They go ahead and win that game to close out the Dallas Mavericks, and there's going to be some great matchups. Shawn Marion, Dirk Nowitzki. How about Dirk Nowitzki tonight on the road? The night that he puts up, and I'm thinking about the Dallas Mavericks right now, and I'm thinking about the Phoenix Suns. You think about it, Raja Bell gets suspended for Game 6. His team is on the ropes. Tim Thomas hits the three. They come back to a Game 7. The Suns go on and win. Well, how about Jason Terry gets suspended for Game 6 in Dallas. They lose that game. They go to San Antonio, and he and his teammates find a way to win the game. Fighting through adversity is what the playoffs is all about. Now, Raja Bell and Jason Terry will be the first ones to tell you that they can't do ever again what they did in those situations, because they put their team in situations to lose huge advantages and to get beat in a series.
Doug, did you think the Phoenix Suns would get this far this season?
I did not. I did not see them. You got to think about this now, Kevin. They come back with basically Steve Nash and Shawn Marion. You basically know who they are. There's Jerry Colangelo, whose son Brian built this team, who's now in Toronto. When you think about this, all these question marks. Boris Diaw, he'd never done anything in Atlanta. Raja Bell was a good player. They brought him in for defense. They didn't know what Barbosa was going to be able to do. James Jones played a little bit in Indiana. But you know what? You put him with Steve Nash, and they've all had career-high scoring years. He did the same thing the year before with 4 other teammates. That's what greatness is about.
Leandro Barbosa, Boris Diaw. Elton Brand with 36 points and 9 rebounds tonight. Mobley with 8. Phoenix Suns will become the first NBA team to win at least 2 Game 7s in the same postseason since Dallas did it in 03. And ironically enough, the backcourt for Dallas that year, Raja Bell and Steve Nash. The same backcourt the Suns will take into the Western Conference Finals against the Mavericks beginning Wednesday on TNT. Barbosa.
And Kevin, before we get out of here, our crew, obviously this will be the last game we've had all season long together. What a great year, great partner, everybody back in the truck, all of our camera people, great year for TNT, and see everybody in October.
Senior Tech Manager Rich Shapiro, Tech Manager Joe Stevens, thanks to Dennis Stone, Pat Thornton, Rick Maldonado. Senior Video Brian Neer. Camera operators Bill Eamon, Bob Basilio, Gary Hasselness, Matt Cunningham. Special thanks to Todd Regenbogen, Marion Franta, Russ Lathrop, and David Frazier. Our statistician all season long has been Pat McGrath. The Suns have 15 threes ties their franchise playoff high. But they're doing it in a Game 7 tonight. The Western Conference Finals are set. The Phoenix Suns will take on the Dallas Mavericks.
And Mike D'Antoni and Mike Dunleavy shaking hands. Mike D'Antoni was Mike Dunleavy's assistant in Portland. He said he learned a lot from him. Great opportunity, a lot of class. This is what it's all about right here. You fight out a series for 7 games, and then you walk over and congratulate one team's moving on. For the Clippers, a terrific year.
Right now, let's check out tonight's closer of the game presented by TNT's The Closer. Why not go to the MVP, Steve Nash, with 29 points and 11 assists and a terrific night above the arc. He played like an MVP tonight.
And everybody follows. That's what it's about. That's what your leaders do.
And our MVP is with our Craig Sager.
Well, Steve, Doug Collins said before the 4-0 in Game 7s. Talk a little bit about the pressure of Game 7s and what it means to you.
Well, it's fun. You know, when the pressure rises and, you know, the games mean the most, that's when it's the most fun. And, you know, I think that that's what all the hard work's for. I mean, you'd like to put pressure on yourself all the time, but it's not the same. Game 7 really brings out the best.
You lost to Murray Stoudemire before the season. A lot of people questioned if you'd even make the playoffs. Down 3-1 to the Lakers, and then you had a big deficit here against the Clippers in one of those Game 5s. How surprised are you going to the conference finals?
I don't know. You know, I felt like I've always had confidence in our team. We've always, you know, really found a way to play together. We're really unselfish. We like playing together. But at the same time, at the start of the season when Murray went down, you know, you never would have guaranteed us being in the Western Conference Finals. So, you know, we're definitely happy to be here, but we believe we're a pretty good team and we can beat anybody.
A lot of people have said after you got your MVP, a great game in Game 1 of the series, but since then you hadn't played like an MVP. Mike Dunleavy told us you're trying to take your confidence away. Did you lose any of your confidence, and how did you feel coming into this game?
No, I never lost my confidence. You know, physically I wasn't able to do the things I wanted to do. I was still willing to take the shots if they were there, but I wasn't going to force them or be as aggressive as normal just because I physically wasn't capable. So I try to hedge my bets and keep us in games without necessarily shooting us out of them. And, you know, my teammates have been great. They've carried me through this series, and, you know, I had a good weekend working at my health. I feel a little bit better now, so hopefully I can keep improving.
Big night for TNT, Game 7s. The first one, Dallas winning in overtime over San Antonio. Did you get to see the game, and what are your thoughts about going back to Dallas to face Dirk Nowitzki?
Well, I mean, it's great. You know, it's exciting. You know, Dirk's had an MVP year, and he's been terrific in that series, obviously, so I'm excited to go see my old buddy.
All right, we'll see you there. We'll be there as well. Let's go back to Kevin.
Two-time MVP Steve Nash, our MVPs, producer Scott Cockrell, director Lonnie Dale. Special thanks to Jeff Paris, Sam Polis, and Jeremy Levin. The Suns led by 4 after the first, 8 at halftime, 15 after 3. Their lead climbed as high as 22. They trailed for only a minute 38. Doug, a pleasure as always.
Thanks, Kev. Great year, buddy.
Doug Collins and Craig Sager and the rest of our crew. Kevin Harlan saying goodnight from Phoenix, sending you to our TNT Arena. And Ernie Johnson.
All right, a couple of Game 7s in the books and a couple of books to hand over to the Chuckster, the San Antonio Spurs.
We got to get to Amari Stoudemire when we get to Phoenix.
Are you
I think
concerned?
Damon Jones
I think there's been a fashion faux
See
pas.
him or Damon Jones?
Last week he had that lime green thing on. Tonight he had old mustard.
Perhaps you'll have a chance to discuss that with
we got to
hit
work
the road
with
for
him.
Dallas tomorrow. We're going to have the highlights and inside coming up right after this.
You got to